Wes. Welcome to the Damu Kiwe Conversation. Voice of the West Coast. Voice for the culture. This is how the West was won. It's Duse M's the dime. And I'm going to take y'all to the sector. Today, y'all could meet me in the set. We're going to go into the homie Little Bad News. I mean, academics and all these squares that ain't from our community be talking like, oh, these niggas is bums. These niggas don't get no bag. Bro, I went to Feds, a money maker, nigga, a bank robber at 22. You think that we just hang around and hang around? No, that's kind of like Rainbow, if you know what I'm saying. Nah, it's unity to overcome the economic deprivations in these desolate economic communities and inner cities across Los Angeles, then spread to San Diego and everywhere else. It come and speaking of San Diego, shout out to my basement block and ocean views. But today we at that part, that Harvard. Let's get into the content. 18 years old.
See, Bad News is shout out Bad News too.
Yeah, shout out Bad News.
He was a solid little.
Yeah, he was.
In today's video, we're going to be speaking about Lil Bad News from the 6 Deuce Brims. And we're going to break down the case to where he would be accused of breaking into multiple celebrity homes, and he would be charged with 77 counts of burglary and more. He would be accused of robbing some of the biggest name celebrities like Chief Keef, Rihanna, and more. And he would also be arrested with his mother. And we're also going to break down how that arrest would spark off the Brim indictment. But let's get into it. On September 27th of 2018, 4 suspects would be arrested for a series of celebrity-targeted burglaries. In them 4 people would be 3 teen boys and 1 parent. And that parent happened to be a mother to one of the boys. And the 3 men that were arrested were Jashawn Daniels, who was 19, Tyrese Williams, who was 19, and Damaji Hall, who was 18. And Damaji Hall would be Lil Bad News from the 6 Deuce, happened to be Lil Bad News' mother. But like we said, they were arrested on September 27th after robbing the home of Robert Woods, who happened to be a wide receiver for the Los Angeles Rams. And Lil Bad News' mother happened to be charged with grand theft in relation to the crime. And at first, they were detained, but they would later be arrested after police found property and a firearm which belonged to Woods. Police would also find $50,000 in cash, watches, jewelry, and designer purses. And after Lil Bad News was arrested, he would call his mother over the jail phone and he would tell her to clean up the house. And she would say that she threw out anything that was too much or too flashy, including 2 Louis Vuitton backpacks, a Gucci purse, and 4 watches. She would then grab about $35,000 in cash that was stashed in his dresser and a handgun. And she would place both items in her vehicle. And police would recover both items during a search warrant. His mother would then tell detectives that Lil Bad News was a member of 6 Deuce Brim. And she would also say his moniker was Lil Bad News. And she would also tell detectives that she knew that Lil Bad News had been flocking, aka robbing houses. And she would also tell detectives that Lil Bad News gave her a Jeep Cherokee with paper plates in May of 2018. And police would end up finding out that Jeep was stolen. Police would then ask her why she didn't find it strange that her 18-year-old son gave her a vehicle. And she would reply and say what she doesn't know won't hurt her. Just don't get her involved and keep her away. And while they were executing that search warrant on Lil Bad News' house, they would come across a future celebrity target list, which included names like Viola Davis, LeBron James, and Matt Damon. And after this, police would say, at first it seemed like it was a random string of burglaries. But after that, they would say that's no longer the case. And they would say at first, they thought the homes were being burglarized at random. But they would learn that the victim's home had been selected based off a social media posting of touring and traveling schedules. And police would continue their investigation because they would believe that Lil Bad News and the two others were involved in a number of other robberies and burglaries. And police would also say that they believe it's a burglary ring and more people are involved. And just a few weeks after their arrest, LAPD would learn that Lil Bad News and the two others were responsible for about 24 other burglaries of celebrity homes. They would say that they're responsible for robbing celebrities like Rihanna and Christina Milian, but those wouldn't be the only celebrities. Now let's dive right into it. And one of the first people they would be accused of robbing would be Yasiel Puig, who would play for the Los Angeles Dodgers. And it's alleged that they broke in while he was playing baseball. And they would say that the first burglary happened in March of 2017. And they made out with about $170,000 worth of jewelry. Then the next situation, he would have about $500,000 worth of jewelry stolen. And the last situation would be them causing $10,000 worth of damage to his house. And that happened because they found a safe on second floor, and they were attempting to take it out of the front door where it didn't fit. The suspects then left the safe in the doorway and fled. And the next situation would happen on August 27th of 2018. And on this day, Christina Milian's house was broken into for the second time in 1 week. And in the first burglary, which happened on August 24th of 2018, they got away with about $100,000 worth of jewelry. And on the second one, it's unclear what they got away with. In the next situation would happen on September 4th of 2018, to where they would be accused of breaking into Bella Thorne's house. And in this situation, they would get away with about $150,000 worth of valuables and designer handbags. And the next situation would happen on September 24th of 2018. And this one would be of Chief Keef's house. And according to police, they would be caught red-handed and get into a shootout with the officers. Officers would say that the suspects jumped over a wall and threw a brick through the window. They would also say that at least one suspect made it in and made off with some type of money. And the next situation would happen the very next day, on September 25th of 2018. And this time, they would be accused of breaking into Rihanna's house. But in this one, they wouldn't make out with anything, because they would flee as soon as the alarm went off. And neighbors would tell police they saw 3 suspects jumping into a silver vehicle. And the last situation would happen on September 27th, which would be the day they were arrested. And like we said, they were arrested with $50,000 worth of cash on that robbery. But 2 months after the arrest, police would file a new case against them on November 28th of 2018. And this time, they would be facing 33 felony counts. In this indictment would be for targeting celebrity homes. And as you can see at the bottom in yellow, all the celebrity names. And after sitting down for about 5 months, they would have new charges filed against them. In this case right here would be the Brim indictment. And as you can see right there, they would be facing a total of 93 felony counts. And as you can see at the top, there would be 31 alleged Brim members, and there would be 69 victims. But after sitting down for about 4 years, he would have majority of these charges dismissed, besides a couple that we're going to run through right now. He would be found guilty of 1 count of robbery and 3 counts of burglary, to where he would be sentenced to a total of 20 years in state prison.
Turn now to the big break-in in a string of burglaries targeting some of the best-known entertainers and athletes.
Police in Los Angeles have arrested 5 people. They say use
Good
social
Morning
media
America.
to choose their victims.
They made Good Morning America. They was stanging them.
Phones, jewelry, designer handbags, and piles of cash, items worth millions of dollars. Police say the 5 suspects, including 4 teenagers and one of their mothers, are responsible for a string of burglaries targeting A-list celebrities. According to police, the suspects scouted upscale neighborhoods where athletes and celebrities lived, driving an expensive car to blend in. One suspect would knock on the door, and if no one answered, police say the group would break in and head straight to the bedroom. According to investigators, other victims included stars like Rihanna and Dodgers player Yasiel Puig. Investigators say inside the home of one of the suspects was a list of future targets, including Matt Damon and LeBron James.
The home of a rapper right now. Late last night, 2 men who tried to break into that house may have fired a shot at officers.
At the home of rapper Chief Keef, who moved in about 6 months ago. TMZ reports the suspects threw bricks, broke windows, and that one actually got into the house. They also report the artist was at home, but had no idea what was happening.
But that right there is going to wrap it up for the story, and I appreciate you guys for tuning in. But comment, like, and subscribe. It's respectable
Make sure y'all
ranks.
tap in for that little bad news. You know what I'm saying? We gonna definitely get into that. You know what I'm saying? Hit that like button if you're just coming in. This we'll be releasing this later on today. But before we get past this, I wanna get into a little bit more about the Brims and their influence in history. Let's go to the conversion to Islam. Bam Bam and Blackie's conflicts with the Brims, since it's kind of like on the same subject matter. Shout out Kev Mac Videos, Kev Mac and Alec Alonzo in LA, them the GOATs. Real journalistic research based upon the culture, just the representation and presentation to the world of what they do, man. Salute to them brothers. I aspire to meet the standards that they already set and try to expand upon that. Let's get to
none of my son or nothing, but they got some young dude in up north. Said his name Raymond Cook. Some of my homeboys just was communicating them on the Facebook. Like, that ain't me. If somebody called me Raymond, I'ma know that they knew me like back in '63. I would look like, ooh, that's somebody know me, right? Nobody called me Raymond. And my mom didn't even call me Raymond.
Yeah, man, video. You know, this is for sure. Yeah, man, video. Open your soul, represent your ghetto, baby. Yeah, man, video. You know, this is for sure. Yeah, man, video. Open your soul, represent your ghetto. Hold up, for the Damus and the Lokes, for the 6-4s on spokes, for the OGs that did a dime, came back around on parole.
When did you change your name over?
Well, 76 was official, but I was known as Danifu in 1968.
And what made it official? What made you do that?
I had to go up there and get the affidavits and learn how to do it at law, publish it in the newspaper, and I'll go through the process.
No, I'm just saying, was that like an Islamic conversion for you, or what was that?
Partly, but you know, Danifu is not an Islamic name, so it was partially when I start trying to get interested in Islam. That's where Kareem came from. But Danifu comes from back in 1968, we was trying to be black. You know, I never really highlighted my Islamic background because it caused obstacles. So a lot of people didn't even know I was a Muslim when I was doing all that. I wasn't telling them what straw I was drinking from. I come by to CYA. You understand me? I've been through all that goofy shit they was arguing over. I was a Crip and I was the representative of the Muslims in the damn jail because I knew more black studies than they did. So it's like, oh man, go on.
That's funny you say that, because there's been recent debates on the internet about Crips having Islamic backgrounds and that being an issue for some.
It is. Monk always was a Muslim. Monk's brother Rayfield was a Muslim.
When you say Monk, tell us who you're talking about.
Monkey Man, Underground, from Cabrini Green, Chicago, Monk. Big Monk.
So it wasn't abnormal or strange for Crips or gang members in general to have Islamic backgrounds?
No.
From family or conversion or
no,
whatever?
not at all. Not at all, because after the 65 riot, mostly everybody had somebody that was either with Malcolm or was in the Panther Party or the movement in LA. Somebody had somebody. I just happened to be one who didn't live that far away from the Panther office. And my mama let me go. And I liked what I saw. You understand me? And I want to be like that.
Early this morning, Los Angeles to serve arrest and search warrants. They were met by gunfire. 3 policemen were wounded in the first shooting and a long siege began. Everyone was ordered out of the area, and the battle went on sporadically for 5 hours.
That's when they tried to do what they did to Fred
Hampton
in
got shot
LA.
up and disappeared away. the only leaders we really had was the ones we grew up with. Bimbo, Tookie, Raymond. Be honest with you, Tookie had a Huey P. Newton profile.
What about your future? You're on the street next week.
I'll continue to organize the Black community in a political fashion. I will help in the campaign of Eldridge Cleaver for president, my own campaign for 7th Congressional District. And I think this will be a large job because it's going to be done from a grassroots level, from door to door in the community. It will we will consider the people on 7th Street who stand on the corners, who have lost all faith in this society. As a matter of fact, all other will attempt to rehabilitate them, to show them that there is possibly some gains in political action, and if it's sincere, and if the Black people have exclusive control of it within their community. So in my campaign,
where people might say, "Oh, that nigga need to shut up," Raymond. Oh, people, hey, I knocked the nigga out. I did. Shut up, man.
Hey, listen. Most Blacks' first introduction to Islam is through the nation. Was that your experience?
No, my first introduction to Islam was in the Black Panther Party and the teachings of Malcolm X. Then I decided to find out how did Islam begin. So since I was into history, I didn't know it yet, but I wanted to know the origin of it. How did this thing really, what produced Malcolm? What I want to know. How did they make a nigga like that? I wanted to know what went into him to make him come out like that, to be honest. And when I was in YA, I was trying to use Malcolm X autobiography like as a blueprint to see if I could come out of this shit. Because I actually wrecked some stuff in my life. The average nigga be like, shit, you gave away all that just to be a Crip? Hell, nigga, you crazy. You right. But anyway, I had to figure out how to come up out of that shit to be myself. I wasn't never a Crip that wasn't thinking. So I had to think, man. I done had big homeboy snitch. You know, that kind of takes some shit off. What? I seen people do some weird shit. So when they come to me and come to me with something crazy, I be like, oh yeah, is that right? And they always tell you, he got a temper, Tookie. We waiting on you on death row. We wait, G. We know you're gonna get it, nigga. You know I know you. I'll be like, I ain't coming.
So what branch of Islam did you study or did you identify with?
All of them, man.
And what's this thing you and Maniac got going on?
Oh, the set 7. Well, that's they set. You like had the Magnificent 7. They the 7 day. They some more 7s. Like Keef's in there. Yeah, they probably like the OGs of the Insanes. So when they had 7, it just happened natural. Well, this Circle 7, it represents, Tribe of Shabazz and the Moles. But that 7 always been with us. Check out all them Black exploitation movies when you go in the barbershop. You're going to see 7 on the wall somewhere. Well, you understand, because this is part of our culture. I'm glad this one was blue, though. I'm being real with you. A lot of Bloods be Moors. Some of them must think that only Bloods could be Moors. That's the most ignorant thing ever. But our people be thinking some bizarre things. And, when it comes to my tribe, where I come from, I want to make sure they got cutting edge information, whatever age I'm in.
Is that similar to like the East Coast dudes, 5%ers? Is that?
Yeah, but this the real deal. All that stuff came from some real people. Problem with us is we don't want to recognize the real people because the Hollywood version or whatever the lawful version is always covers up the original version. And so we, as historians, we got to dig back to get the real deal because we know if we be ourselves, we going to be mightier than we was when they turned us into the slave mind, which is real. Crip ain't never been no slave. That's the good part of Crip. It's impossible to make a real Crip a slave. He will rebel like Nat Turner in 5 minutes.
Rebellion and no structure.
Yeah.
Tear it all down.
Right, so now, about Tookie, they had structure.
Cereal tastes better with a blue spoon. Now you can enjoy creamy, fresh frozen custard mixed with Lucky.
Right? They was trying to formulate a structure. How you think they had Mac Thomas, Tookie, James Miller, Vernon Swan, let's see. Oh man. All them people from all them different gangs together in unity, and we ain't had no structure. We had structure. Problem is, when they moved the structure out the way, the hustlers came through with the wassel. They wasn't Crip or Blood. Didn't give a damn about you. You understand me? And we got faded by the Bloods. When all them Crips start flooding the damn jail, we ain't on the street no more. And by the time you get back out, oh, Big Willie think he can smoke some crack and it ain't gonna flip his ass. How long do it take when they got out? They be buff. It took them like 90 days. They jacked up. So the youngsters start saying, what kind of OG is you, nigga? They flunked. But all the drugs before, nigga could think, like, give me atomic bomb, I got that. Give me this, I got that. Man, I ain't even high yet. Man, you high, you just picked up that car and threw it over there in that building. He walked off the doggone 3-story apartment building thinking he could fly. You high, nigga. You already knowing that. But crack took the OGs out, that first generation. And they lost status. Once they lost status, it was a done deal.
And that's kind of weird, right? So when blacks get hooked on drugs, like you said, crack, they lose status. But in the Mexican gang culture, they be on heroin, and these dudes is Mexican mafia is running the whole show high off heroin.
Sir, good point. Boy, good point. We're gonna have to go catch up with some people from I'll tell you later. Guess what? We have been under the power of heroin since World War II. When some ethnic group was given the green light with the heroin, that's how they keep control of gangsters. You ain't gonna shake that chain. You're gonna bow down. You might even kill for it. That's why it's free, at least at first. And that's what problems we have. I know y'all been to the pen, some of y'all. In the pen, the reason the dope dealer runs the pen is because everybody want that medication. They ain't got time for y'all to be riding and stuff. They trying to get high, be comfortable and shit. Y'all messing up this drug trade, nigga. I done bought my wife a house and I'm in the pen. Now y'all gonna start killing the wrong damn people. They gonna get you. Once I realized that the game was being controlled by a hand that wasn't ours and we getting the shortest stick on it, I probably got even more militant in the sense that we getting punked on a level that we can't perceive. And by being young people, we don't know the game is real and it's down and dirty with no pity. Now, you can listen to your parents so as far as you can go. But at a certain point, you figure you know what you're doing. And in most cases, we don't. And so if you had the leaders, this is what the old folks used to do. They sit and watch the children, and they see who the little bullies when the children are playing. And they would pick the bullies to raise them up and elevate them, and then send them back out there. And that's what they was doing to us. That's how we end up in Factor Brookings. You know, one minute we got the OGs teaching us how to do raids on the whole city. Next minute, everybody who knew how to do raids was gone. Now we the only ones out there doing it. And we ain't all that compared to the original generation. I give them that. Mark, he 1 or 2 years old. I give him that. He might have been shorter than me. I give it to him. That's one of my elders. Buddha, I like him. He crazy, full of guns and stuff. He wasn't my elder. Tookie fighting over Buddha because Buddha was always trying to figure out what's this little nigga's secret. Don't listen to that little nigga. I'm Tookie. All right, you Tookie, man, but damn, you know, you got carte blanche. You get free gas, free trim, free education. They just had a big carrot from my friend Tookie. Like the big old carrot to lead him straight into the Green Mile. He didn't know it was coming. And I'm not ditching him, I'm just giving you the real. They ain't telling the whole story, because Blackie told on Tookie, you don't get the whole story of Crip. You get a big old chunk of Crip chopped off when they keep that secret. Because now, who did all these battles? Who made all this ground? Who made these steps? It wasn't y'all. Oh, somebody told me Blackie wasn't shit. He had his shortcomings. But if you got to go to battle, that's what happened to the Brims. I tell you what happened to the Brims. Blackie and Bam Bam is what happened to the Brims. Now, I don't care if Blackie don't like it, and then we need to get Bam Bam out because he's like family, even if he's mad at me. That's what happened to the Brims. Really, truthfully. And all them other little dudes, Tony Stacy, who was your, they was under Bam Bam. They was under Bam Bam. And Blackie when I left. I know. And you know, Bam Bam represent East Side, Blackie represent. They was together, like they on Vermont right there. They was all under one troop. So I know what happened to the Brims. And I know what happened to the Figueroas. I just can't figure out how they end up going from Brim to Crip after all he been through. And after what I can. How about this? I want to kill some Crips. So I say I'm a Crip. And when they come over here, I'm going to mow their ass down. That sound right? That's what, I don't know. Somebody going to have to answer that one for me.
You talking about when he made that leap to Pomona?
Yeah. Now they Crips. Richard Miles. He's the main. A lot of people who say Richard, the Figueroas wasn't never their enemy. You either don't come from LA or you wasn't banging. Don't lie now. Oh, the Brims, we wasn't fighting Brims. What city you come from? Oh, a city way over there where they wasn't there yet? And that's my take. I know I got people who probably could fade me, but they can't. I ain't never had no problems with Verdi Swan. I like the way he came. We came with a real more than them movie star kind of people's hiding stuff. I knew something happened when he left. That's what happened to the Swans. Look, a whole big old chunk of East Side gone, ain't it? A big chunk, really the home front. But when we was growing up,
zero.
There you go. Yeah, man. That's why when we was growing up, I ain't never had no problems out of Verdi Swan, Craig Cranach, what's his name? The one, Alvin. Oh, we all family. On the real tip, I don't know what happened, but I'm just telling you, we ain't never had no problems on the East Side.
Because there was no separation amongst Crips at that time. You know what I mean? You was a Crip, you was welcome to the family. They had one big old family.
Problems happened on the West Side when they start fighting each other. People telling me Crips ain't got no park. Crips ain't trade. Yeah. You know, all kind of little things like that. I had no problem with people being co-founders. No problem. Nobody really had a problem with that.
Were you around for the Sentinel Park meeting days, the little Sundays and all that?
When they was doing that, we were in college. We would visit them. If we, like when they used to have the festival in Black, sometimes we come through there with stuff and we see them and we all act the fool with each other and take pictures and keep moving, right? That's the last time I seen Hoover Joe was there when the festival was in Black. But Sentinella, I was never going over there like them when the family was created and it got bigger. Reason I wasn't going over there is because I was doing other things.
That was a straight shot down Florence from where you live.
Yeah, but problem is it. I didn't stay on Bonzella, man. The Figueroas tried to assassinate me on the roof of my apartment building, and they roll on Bulldog's Queen, was the main criplet that I used to work with. They roll on their house, right? So we had to move up out of there. One reason, like who would you say? Only reason we was the ones doing the stuff because they didn't know what to do. So we had to move up out of there because we was the ones doing that stuff. And they still got people run up on you and say, yeah, you want to Raymond boys. I don't really want to be famous by being known as a Crip because we was hurting real live people. You know? So, if you mess with my children, my people and all that, same thing gonna happen to the cradle to the grave. But I ain't going out there starting nothing with nobody because half the cats that they start fighting was all homies. I can't fight Pyrus with a straight face. It feel funny.
You got to get down with a whole bunch of Crips. You know what I'm saying? So we had to form an alliance. And a lot of us was getting beat up, beat down, rat packed, jumped on, and other people still didn't watch that because they were there before me and they had got comfortable in the situation where they could start saying cuz wasn't a bad name to everybody. And then, like I said, we had to adopt the name Blood and use that as our primary language to identify each other. And those who know that it was not Crips had to stop saying cuz. And then we had to form that alliance in jail. It didn't happen on the streets.
Maybe serious. It feel funny. If I do something that ain't necessarily legit or righteous, keeping it real, it feel funny with me, man. So I ain't gonna be doing shit like Suge. I ain't never like Suge. I'm going off today because there's something wrong with Suge to me. And if we was all together like we was when we was growing up, that I don't think that would happen. Those kind of things, even though there's something behind Suge that's probably greater than we think. We might be making things look big or small that are bigger. So I just didn't like the way he was doing that. And they still doing that. The industry is controlling our people and it's turning it against our people. So you guys is shrewd. I've been watching coming up through the years. You're shrewd, good. But the key is now, the people, we got Crips all over the world. So now we got to talk to the world. And they got people in the world that need to know that Crips ain't slipping. Right? So they can tell their little Crips in their countries, oh, Crips ain't slipping like that. Plus, we have big access to more resources. Crips have a voice. Y'all heard Bonnie talking? Bonnie done reached some levels. Bonnie, more people need to hear our sister Bonnie. They think they only ones got sisters that can blow. I'm so happy for Bonnie is because Bonnie and her crew put in work for real, like dudes. Except they was women and they wasn't trying to be weird with it. They'd get you before the dudes get you.
Introduce yourself for me.
I'm Bonnie Williams, the ex-wife of Stanley Tookie Williams, the founder of the sister group to the Crips called the Criplets.
I know Bonnie. Yes, and then to see her developed mentally and be able to express it. She's a real queen, for real. Hey, bro, I know. Them Criplets will get you, and it's usually gonna be because you did something wrong. Do something wrong, they be hating on you. But, dog, man, I'm so proud of Bonnie and Raymond's daughters. Y'all need to stick with them because we need to grow them, and they gonna pacify them, but we still got the energy. I know y'all know. And we ain't supposed to know. What is the energy? We had the ability to do much more than you ever thought. I hate to say it because they're going to say, oh, they're talking that Crip talk. Well, let's put it this way. Only reason they throw Crips off course is because we the energies that's going to overthrow America. We're going to tear this motherfucker up. Let y'all do something right. They ain't going to do nothing right. We ain't got no other choice. We ain't got no other choice. Let them white folks talk about that city of damn car. Break that shit down since they don't so damn smart. You got a plane. It's probably a plane of thought. That's why I'm doing all that study. It had 2 wings, one red, one blue. If you know linguistics, damn car, this is some shit white folks wrote down 500 years ago. They already know what we're here for. We the ones finding out. That's why they keep their foot on you. Let it up. Every time they let their foot up, we take over some terrain. So they got to keep their foot down. Now, we have to be aware that we had that power. We had the power of speech. We had the power of thinking. And them nuts will enforce it. More of them will than not. They don't like Crips losing. So we have to have a voice. We have to have our own papers, our own barbershops, our own voices. Yeah, because it's on. You can make the future, but I don't want to get off. Just talking to y'all is like a convention because you are affecting your environment.
I think that was the most important part that I wanted to get to, where the mentality that we have to have our own. We have to have our own barbershop. We have to have our own voice. We don't want people speaking for us. That revolutionary concept of speaking out, speaking for, and having influence within our community is what this is all about. Don't think that it's all about the violence, because the violence did come with that later on, because those organizations didn't necessarily start with violence against each other. It fades. That's nada. That's the easy part. A fade. That's how you earned your name. That boy cold from the shoulders. You know what I'm saying? Duse M's got that knockout. He 1,000-0. Unlike Loose Coochie Ashley, but he ain't from the land, so he don't count. But that's how you made your name. So I definitely get that. You know what I'm saying? And you protected your community. You know what I'm saying? But having your own economic independence. When you talk about Crip, when you talk about Bloods, Brims, Paru, or any of that, don't never forget that. Get to your bag. Just like the homie we just showed, Bad News. Let's get to this real quick, man. We finna go out. I gotta jump in the shower. We got a quinceañera today. You know what I'm saying? So since we got the quinceañera, hold on. Shout out Tiny E. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the Flocker. My niggas make news, nigga. I don't know about these weirdos. Get to your shit.
Baby Evil, man.
Get your chalupa.
Niggas know what's up, man. Real shit, bro. Niggas know what's up, bro. Niggas be home. Man, niggas already know, man. Real shit, niggas out there bragging shit, man. Niggas touch it, bro. Real shit, man. Shit ain't woke.
I saw Bloods. Nigga finna touch a header, though. You hear me? I saw Bloods. Free E3 the campaign, baby. This shit real, though. Park free, baby Evil.
Really past it, nigga. Niggas was really getting to it.
Don't get caught up in them streets riding around without that toll on you. Cause niggas gon' move on you. So if you really in the field playing ball, keep that toll on you. You better keep that toll on you. I'm a 6'2" savage, my Glock 30 whole magic. And it's magically amusing how when I pull it, they panic. Niggas tough on the socials till you catch them in traffic. Slide up and squeeze the trigger and watch it breathe and turn track. Read the singer dramatic. Slide his body in the bag made of plastic. Catching bodies, man, that shit like a habit. I be feeding for a kill like a smoker for a fixer. Why you playing with that bitch? I be playing with these sticks. 223's gon' rip the flesh and make his body hard, I'm shake. Shells heat his body up, now call that nigga oven baked. Reptiles in the skies, all these niggas being snakes. Foreign hoses out of clothes, trying to smile up in my face. How these real bad bitches and they bodies counterfeit. And how you niggas flexing jewelry that I never see you with. World close from everybody, call you Mr. Build-A-Fit. Bitch, I been bleeding shit, call me Mr. Building shit. And I been in the woods with electronic stashes. Throw the thing in the spot with the boys on our ass. Every time I hit the button, I watch the burner vanish. We stylish, foreign crashing, man, this lifestyle laugh. I've been sliding in this Benz, Gucci backpack in the back. Yeah, it might look small, but inside it's a Mac. And I keep it close by to protect these bands on my lap. Run up on me, try to test it, watch your ass get black. Fall back and fall victim to these infinite missiles. Let her draw the picture clearly like the number 2 pencil. Leave a nigga open-minded, you see his brain through his dentals. They said if you detrimental, but I just sit back and giggle. Ain't no time for no cases, so I'm sliding the rentals. The niggas claiming they gon' get me, so it's 10 on the windows. So if you playing I spy, try if I make your ass limbo. Bend you back and lay you out, let you see what this about. I was raised around all killers, niggas had me hanging out. In them trenches, our treasures could've chose a different route. But I was taught to bust first, if I catch you, marry him out. My young niggas wildin' out, AK-5 gon' gas you out. Catch you slippin', run up on you, 6 shots, he gon' lay you out. 20 snakes turn to winners, chopper rounds gon' weed him out. AR get the ringing out, leave his body bleeding out. No remorse for no stitches, these niggas talk more than bitches. And if I catch him in my presence, get the trippin' like glitches. Draw a wire for stitches, I play ball, fuck the business. I'm a player for pimpin', exotic hoes in my bitches. They be like, look, bitch, it is him. I give them dick with extensions. I just fucked and dismiss them. It ain't no feelings they missing. She be like, hey, babe, I miss you. I be like, hold up, who is you? Who is you bitches, man? I just said, fuck all you bitches.
Shout out to the Brims that's being passed.
So black.
Oh, y'all thought it was a game? Hold on, we finna go. But before we go, let me make sure y'all know, nigga. You know what I'm saying? This is how they breed them where we come from. You dig? Let me show y'all this real quick. Newspaper articles and shit. You know what I'm saying? Let me show y'all the newspaper articles and shit. You know? Torrance, police chase captures robbers. Y'all seen that? Y'all, that it flashed too quick. Maybe I gotta pull it up. Hold on, we gonna do that just for y'all. You know what I'm saying? We gonna do that just for y'all. All right, Torrance, police chase nabs, California. Just like the little homie from the Deuce. It take money to gang bang. So when nigga was out there gang banging, bad news to Tiny, to me, to the homies passing before me. You know what I'm saying? This is what we do. We gonna get some money by any means necessary. They ain't left us nothing. We gotta eat. 2 men eluded police February 22nd after reportedly robbing the Bank of America. So that was the Bank of America, right? How do we get to the thing? Continue. Oh, enter an email. Let me go. We gonna give them this punk ass email. All right, boom. So that was the Bank of America, right? Boom. And then it was all right, then here it goes. Keenan said there was no connection that he knows of at this time between the Bank America robbery and the Torrance Credit Union robbery, where 5 suspected gang members from Los Angeles were arrested after a manhunt by Torrance, Redondo Beach, and Hermosa Beach officers. That crime occurred before noon, February 22nd. That was in 2002. That was the year Duse M got cracked. So, yeah, man, get your money, get your paper. Ball till you fall, young nigga. Fuck the haters. Stack your money. Get your paper. Ball till you fall, young nigga. Fuck the haters. Get your bag, man. We out of here. Damu Kiwe Conversations.